This episode of Podcasts from the Past was recorded on May 25th, 1977. Please remember to follow Tim and Mike on Twitter at @TimPilleri and at MichaelO'Haver1. And follow the show's page at Podcasts from the... Now listen up, you damn punks.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Tim and Mike's Entertainment Show. It is Wednesday, May 25th, 1977, and we saw Star Wars today. I am your host, Tim Pilleri, and with me as always is my co-host, Michael O'Haver. Say hi, Mike.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to welcome the entire planet who is listening right now.
We are international, global, as they call it. We are a big deal, Mike. And we have a great show for you today. We are reviewing the bomb of the summer, Star Wars. But as far as guests go, we got some good ones. Luke Skywalker himself is here in studio with us. Mark Hamill. He's going to be on in just a little bit. Very exciting for those Star Wars fans out there. The few that there will be. And also, we're going to have on scientist Salvatore Salvarini to help us understand the science behind Star Wars. Possibly a cerebral episode of Tim and Mike's Entertainment Show for you here today.
I'm very excited about this guest.
Good. And of course, that sound you hear is the sweet sound of your Memorial Day weekend, 1977. Of course, it is the number one hit in the country, Stevie Wonder with Sir Duke. And we actually have some Stevie Wonder records to give away today during our best call. Or maybe just our first call. We'll see.
We have an entire warehouse of Stevie Wonder records that we need to give away.
People love Stevie Wonder. I mean, he is great.
They're into him.
Now, Mike, I know you have a multitude of issues, but I wasn't sure if Stevie Wonder's head bobbing ever triggered your PTSD or not.
No, Stevie Wonder's head bobbing never triggered my PTSD, but when he wears those sunglasses, that does.
Why?
I just don't trust anybody if I can't look them in the eyes.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, enough of Stevie Wonder. Let's get into the show and let's get into current events here. On April 30th, the band Led Zeppelin set a new world attendance record for an indoor solo attraction at the Pontiac Silverdome in Detroit, Michigan, when 76,229 people attended the concert. Now, Led Zeppelin actually played here in the studio one time, and let me tell you, Mike and I were snoozing. I think the only song they played was Immigrant Song, but we both were asleep by the end of it.
Yeah, they're tough to handle live. I drive a Pontiac, but I still would not have gone to see this show.
It's just pathetic that people are going to see it. Soon enough, they'll realize that it is just bad, just downright bad music.
Yeah, they don't get much play on our station.
Now, a couple days ago, on May 23rd, scientists reported using bacteria in a lab to make insulin via gene splicing. Now, there's just so many things wrong with this news item, Mike. Where do I even start?
This sounds terrible. I mean, this is end of the world type of stuff. We don't need to be messing with genes. We don't need to be splicing them. I mean, bacteria, that just sounds disgusting. And what's insulin for?
I mean, I agree. So let's start right at the top with this issue.
Yeah.
Science is stupid.
Science is pretty dumb. I think that goes without saying.
I mean,
Science is dumb.
Do we need to go on, or did we make the point?
No, I don't. I think that's it.
Scientists must be the stupidest, most ignorantest people on the planet to try to make a living off of something as stupid as science. It's just something we don't need.
Kids, don't grow up to be scientists. You're wasting your life.
It's an awful profession. And here to talk with us about it is rocket scientist Salvatore Salvarini.
Hey.
Welcome to the show, Sal. We are huge fans of your work.
Thanks.
Here on this show. We're always talking about how science is changing the world.
Thanks, Tim. Thanks, Mike. I want to thank you for having me on the show. And before we get started, I want to give a big shout out to my boys back at the Experimental Physics Department at Rutgers University, particularly Dee Dee, Shorty, Jimmy P, Rocco, and Stink. You guys are my brothers. Without you, I wouldn't be basically the scientific genius that I am today. So thanks. Happy to be here.
Well, welcome to the show.
Oh, one more thing. Tina at the Jet Propulsion Lab. I didn't actually mean to stand you up last weekend. I had a thing, my Aunt Gladys, whatever, with the shed. But I'll make it up to you in the next, 2 to 4 weeks with some intercourse of some kind, sexual or otherwise.
Right.
That's all. No, I got that off my chest.
Do fingers count as intercourse?
I'm no doctor, Tim. I'm a rocket scientist, but I don't think they do. In my estimation, they don't. I mean, it depends on whose fingers they are, really, I guess.
If they're described as sausage fingers.
Yeah. If they have a circumference of more than 6 to 8 inches, I would say I would count that as intercourse.
That's from rocket scientist Salvatore Salvarini.
Yeah, take it. I mean, take it or leave it. My advice, but.
So Karen, you heard it here. I was not lying when I told the whole school that we had sex.
There you go, lucky Karen. Science. Let's talk about science. What do you got for me? I think you're casting aspersions on science. It's not stupid. It's easy.
Who said it was stupid?
You just said it was stupid 10 minutes ago.
We did just tell children never to grow up to be scientists.
Yeah. Listen, anyone can do it, even you, Tim.
Well, now is science is it an actual profession like that you can really earn money at? I mean,
Absolutely.
Should we be telling kids to go into science? I mean, I failed every science class I ever took, and look, I did just fine.
That's a good point, but let me give you a counterpoint. You see that IROC that's out in the driveway? I bought that with my own money. That's science, ladies and gentlemen, right there. If you want to drive an IROC someday, stick with it.
So you fly rocket ships for a living.
No.
So pardon me?
I make rocket ships. I don't fly them. I mean, any idiot can fly a rocket ship. It takes the real genius to make them and study them in
idiot.
Controlled environments.
Yeah.
That's fair, Tim.
Stupid.
I'm idiot for thinking he flies rocket ships. So you make rocket ships.
I do. I make them, yes. And
So
study
you
them.
obviously know a lot about humans and human connections. Why do my wives keep leaving me?
I'm no psychologist. I'm a rocket scientist, but I would say it had something to do with the fact that you're clearly grossly overweight.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
Okay, so this Friday, and that's going to be May 27th, a new ride is opening at Disneyland in Southern California. It's called Spack Mountain, and apparently it's a new roller coaster. It's indoors and nearly all blacked out. It's weird, though. It sounds familiar to the one they have in Walt Disney World in Florida called Space Mountain. What do you think, Mike? It sounds scary nonetheless.
Did you just call it Spack Mountain?
Yeah, that's what I got here of the AP. Spack Mountain in Disneyland in Southern California.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I love roller coasters. It sounds like a blast. I'll probably be riding Spack Mountain.
I heard Spack Mountain rides you. But I'm no roller coasterologist.
That checks out.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we're going to get into the movie Star Wars here in just a bit. Me and Mike, of course, saw a matinee of it this morning, and let me tell you, the lines were around the block, and thankfully, me and Mike are famous reviewers. We don't have to wait in those stupid fucking lines. But, those people, I feel so bad for them. Having to wait in line to see this movie? Christ.
Yeah, I would never wait in line to see this again. And I think it's going to die down as soon as people start realizing what's really happening in this film. Racism.
Gotcha. Let's take a phone call now, Mike. We have a David on the line.
Am I on?
You're on Tim and Mike's entertainment show, David.
Hi, David. Welcome to the show.
David. Thank you. I love the Mets.
Oh, okay. So, David, what do you want to say about the show? Did you want to talk about Star Wars?
Well, yes, particularly. I was wondering, the weaponry that they use in the movies. I have this, night hobby that I've been doing lately.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm wondering if, you could, is there a way to get some of the weaponry?
You want one of the laser guns from Star Wars?
Well, yeah, any sort of weaponry. You know, maybe like the Chewbacca costume. I think would help what I'm trying to do.
Well, I don't have any access to any sort of costumes or laser guns, but I got a Smith & Wesson revolver. You're more than welcome to borrow anytime you want. You sound like a friendly, nice guy.
Is it a 44 caliber?
I'm not sure the calibration, but, I don't know. I'll give it to you. I'll even give you some cash to buy some ammo. Why not?
Can you please quiet that dog down? Could you please? We're going to have to end the call unless you quiet the dog down.
I think he's hungry. Sounds hungry.
I'm just here with my neighbor's dog, and we're just watching the Mets.
Okay. Well, you know what, David? We've got some Stevie Wonder records here that we've got to give away. And you were a great caller today, so we're gonna send you some records. How does that sound? Some Stevie Wonder records.
I look forward to playing them backwards.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Now, David, normally we do this off the air, but we're having technical difficulties today. Can you just give us your full name and address right now on the air?
My name is David Berkowitz, Berkowitz.
Okay, got it.
I live at 35 Pine Street, apartment 7E in Yonkers.
Yonkers. Okay, that's why you're such a big Mets fan.
It's a gorgeous night out. I should be out right now.
How about you find a local park and just go stretch your legs for a bit?
Maybe take that dog out for a walk.
No, I like to be alone at night and, just sort of walk around behind people.
First and foremost, I think you should feed that dog. He sounds really hungry. And his name is Peter, by the way.
He's not hungry.
Can I get back to something Mike just said? You said his name was Peter? How would you know the dog's name, Mike?
That's what he's saying there. You can hear it. He's saying, "My name's Peter. I'm starving. Feed me. Feed Pete." He is starving.
Not true.
He's
not saying that.
I cannot hear that.
Over and over. I'm Peter. I'm Peter. Feed Peter.
David, what do you hear?
Stop it. I can't ask him that. You already told me to ask him that. I can't do it again.
What is it that he wants you to ask?
He wants to ask if you'd come over.
I don't normally do this, but I'm going to be in New York in a few weeks. I could bring you that gun. We could go on a walk. We could wear wigs together. I love wearing a wig whenever I'm out walking.
That would be wonderful.
All right, well, thank you for the call, David.
Goodbye.
Okay, and so let's get into Star Wars. And here to talk about Star Wars with us is Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Mark Hamill, you look awful.
I know. Well, I had a bit of an accident, Tim.
Tell us about the accident.
Well, after this movie wrapped, I was completely over it. I wanted nothing more to do with this fantasy world, and I wanted to live in my just real and now, the here and now, my reality, which is, at this moment, cars. And I think that space cannot equal the rush of a Corvette in the summer, and I was going a little too fast. I took an exit, and unfortunately I went through the windshield. Now I have a nose that contains part of my ear. I have a reconstructed cheek, and I'm on lots of painkillers.
You still have some glass sticking out of your face.
Oh, could you get that?
Yeah. Ooh, actually, I'm not going to touch that.
Oh, that is horrifying.
Perhaps the scientists could do it.
This is not a sterile environment, so I wouldn't recommend it, but I'm happy to make an exception. Here you go.
Ooh. Oh, it's bleeding. It's bleeding.
I wouldn't worry about that. Just, just ignore it. It'll go away.
Okay.
Blood just squirted all over the protective glass I'm behind here.
Good thing you're behind that glass.
Yeah, thank goodness.
Now, Mark Hamill, I also heard a rumor about you racing motorcycles with, or riding motorcycles with the Hell's Angels. What's going on with that?
Hell's Angels, they have a code, and it's a better code than they have in space, I've found. And so, here we are. The year's 1977, and I would rather be on Earth than in space. Is this a problem, Mr. Scientist?
No, I mean, listen, you do what you gotta do, Mark Hamill, but I think it would be a shame if you gave up acting completely. I know you said you were over the Star Wars, but not for nothing, I think you were really great in that movie as an annoying jerk that got on everyone's nerves all the time. I thought it was great.
Well, obviously I was great. I mean,
Yeah.
the lines are around the block for a reason. I am surprised, but, should I be? Obviously I was the charismatic draw here.
I think he's got a major career ahead of him. I mean, this is going to springboard Mark Hamill into fame and fortune. Playing Obi-Wan Kenobi's son, very believable.
Yeah, you guys do look alike.
There is that Aryan thing going on, and that makes the best looking people, if we have to be honest.
Scientists can agree.
I think the creators of Star Wars would agree with you as well, based on your premise, Mike, which of the racism is what I'm referring to.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
Very obvious racism going on.
Let's move on to the movie. Well, let's try to go in chronological order as we always attempt to do on this show. So let's talk about the goofy space drama Star Wars. Now, I started writing notes from the very first moment of the film, when the title card came up a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Okay, so we're supposed to believe that this world in the future really took place in the past? I mean, that's fucking stupid. Who would believe that something from the present is, and we're saying it's from the future or from the past? It's just stupid.
If I may, Tim, allow me to offer a rejoinder. So in theoretical physics, there's a concept, the parallel worlds theory, where there's an infinite amount of universes in which time is elastic and has no bearing on any sort of how we think of linear sequence of events. I see you're confused. Let me give you an example. So Tina from the Jet Propulsion Lab, I told her that I was helping my Aunt Gladys. Well, in some other parallel universe, I might have been having sex with my ex-girlfriend. Who knows? That might have been going on as well. I'm just saying it's possible.
What about in this universe?
In this universe, I was definitely helping my Aunt Gladys with, what'd I fucking say? A shed? Or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now, I want to get back to something Mark Hamill was talking about a minute ago. It kind of went over my head. Mark Hamill, you were talking about how driving cars and riding motorcycles is better than being in space. You probably weren't really in space. Am I wrong in that assumption?
Well, when we filmed the movie, we were not in space, but I did train in space. They wanted that level of realism. They wanted that commitment from the actors. Sadly, most of them did not deliver it, but I feel that I did, and that was because I did the training.
So they launched you out into space to practice for this movie.
That's correct.
Alone or with an acting coach?
It was me, and it was the big dog thing.
Chewbacca?
Yeah, Chewbacca.
Oh, that's right.
I thought that was like a hamster.
Well, it was a giant in a suit, essentially. So me and the giant, he put on the suit, and they launched us.
Got it.
Then we'd go into 0G, and we'd kind of float around. It gave us an idea of what we'd be doing in the film. But then the film, we did that in Tunisia, actually.
I mean, the science is airtight. Everything he's saying right now is completely plausible.
All right, and we've got another call. You are on Tim and Mike's Entertainment Show.
Hello?
Welcome to the show. How are you?
Do you know who this is?
No, actually, they didn't give me a name. Usually they slip me a paper, but...
This is the Zodiac speaking.
It's been a while since the Zodiac's been on, Mike.
It has been a while.
That's right.
The last time it was sort of a sting operation, and we had the feds around, and they were trying to trace the call.
That was exciting for me.
Zodiac, I just want to say, there's no reason to kill anybody.
Is there a reason to let people live?
He makes a good point.
I do.
Well, Zodiac, what did you think about Star Wars?
Oh, Star Wars. Star Wars. I thought it was just brilliant. If I could say that I thought it was square with the bottom half colored in, triangle, upside down T, V, upside down A.
Can you comprehend what he's saying there, Mike?
Yeah, oh yeah, he's speaking in cryptology. What he said was he hated the way they treated robots in that film, although he himself considers people robots.
In the world of a serial killer, I don't know if you're aware of this, I have to constantly move. I have to constantly move and evade capture. But when I feel passionately about a movie such as Star Wars and The Most Dangerous Game, sometimes I just can't remain in the shadows.
Where are you headed to next, Mr. Zodiac?
Thank you for the mister. Thinking about taking a trip out to Los Angeles. I feel like there would be good places, say like a Lover's Lane. I've sort of exhausted all the places out here.
Well, me and Mike know one. We take our double dates there sometimes and park next.
A nice place that overlooks the city?
Yeah, we park right next to each other.
Oh, where would this be?
Well, it's we can show you. Pop by the studio.
Yeah, right up in the Hollywood Hills.
That sounds nice.
A lot of times I'll go up there with Tim when he's on one of his dates and sit next to them in the car alone. So I can tell you it's a spectacular view.
I'd like to hear more about that. Does Tim know that you followed him? Is this something that you've done?
He invites me. He's dating my ex-girlfriend.
And let me tell you, she is a handful in the sack.
He likes to remind me.
Plug, huh?
Oh, she's a spinner.
Spinner.
Spinner like a top.
How does Mike feel about that?
Well, we never made love, so I didn't know that about her. But I would love if maybe you and I could go up there next time they're on a date and just sit real close to him.
Would you drive or would I?
I don't have my license.
Mike is actually too morbidly obese to have a driver's license.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't qualify to drive most vehicles. Most of the time I have to get a flatbed tow truck come pick me up and drive me places. But, AAA gives me a good rate. And we could swing by and pick you up. And, maybe you could give me some pointers on losing weight.
I would love to come and pick you up so we could follow Tim and your ex-girlfriend to Lover's Lane.
That sounds like a wonderful plan.
If you got, well...
What kind of gun should I bring? What?
What? Guys, you're just kidding, right? You're not really... You guys are just... Did you guys plan this?
No, you don't have to bring a gun. We don't have to do anything crazy. I mean, unless you want to, do some target shooting?
Mike, I'll break up.
Anything about guns?
Look, I'll break up with her, okay?
No, it's not. I'm perfectly secure. I have no problem with you dating my ex-girlfriend again.
Are you happy with her, Tim?
No, it's really just to rub it in Mike's face. I'll just break up with her. It sounds like the right thing to do. Okay, well, thanks for the call, Zodiac.
Could I ask one more question?
Sure.
Please.
How do you feel about the fact that Obi-Wan Kenobi is Luke Skywalker's father?
Harrison Ford is Luke Skywalker's father.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was completely obvious.
Oh, interesting. Good take. I like that take.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was a take. I thought it was obvious 2 minutes after seeing this.
Oh. All right, Zodiac. Well, thank you very much for the call. And, let us know, I guess, when you're in L.A., okay?
I will let you know right before I knock on the studio door.
Wow.
Always pleasant.
Goodbye, Zodiac.
Goodbye.
Okay, now, I thought the music in the film was just horrible. I mean, headache-inducing, suicide-inducing music by John Williams. Anyone?
I'm gonna have to agree with you. You know, I kept telling George I really liked the movie Deliverance, and I like the banjo music in that. I thought that was a good fit for this story. I think that should have been the route to go. I didn't care for that. That score wasn't strong.
I'm more of a Bee Gees guy myself. I didn't really get it.
Mike?
I like a lot of more experimental music, but yeah, the music in this was terrible. I mean, John Williams fails again. First Jaws, and then this, deplorable. The only thing that was really palatable was the song they were playing when they were in that cantina. That was really catchy.
Now, onto the screen, very early in the film, comes this guy called Darth Vader. Now, he's in this goofy and curious costume. And this is when it occurred to me that George Lucas is a huge racist. Now, I'm just going to say it, okay? Darth Vader is as black as it gets, and his voice is as deep as it gets. And he's clearly some kind of space pimp. I mean, he's a black man with a cape, for Christ's sake, walking around like he's the fucking man. How does that not symbolize a black pimp? Racist.
George Lucas hates robots.
Why, Darth Vader's a robot?
Definitely a robot.
Oh, okay.
Big black robot.
It was hard to tell who was a robot and who wasn't.
That's kind of the appeal of robots, though. Robot technology is, it's getting to the point where you won't be able to tell a robot, for instance, from, your Aunt Gladys in the shed.
So Tim, my co-host here, could be a robot.
He probably is a robot. I mean, I haven't checked under the hood, so to speak, but,
You can check under the hood anytime you want, baby.
Was that to me, or?
I don't know. I just
generally,
I don't know.
to anyone.
It was really to the microphone.
Great,
yeah.
okay.
And so are we supposed to believe that C-3PO, the robot, has a brain or feelings or emotion? I mean, does he have a soul, Mr. Salvatore Salvarini, rocket scientist?
Well, listen. Here's the thing with this movie, and this is what I did enjoy about it. The shitty music and Mark Hamill's performance notwithstanding. The science in this film, like I said, is completely airtight. Some of these things we are just mere months away from getting out to the commercial public. For instance, swords made of light. We at the experimental physics lab are probably 6 weeks away from launching this out to into the commercial market. Similarly, robots, mincing around with British accents. Probably the next 2 to 3 years, everyone could expect to have a gold robot with a British accent in their home. That's my estimation.
It's going to take that long?
I think that's the conservative estimate. I think if we get if we can get some more funding behind it, we could have robots by Christmas on the market. Yeah.
Wow. So Mike could be a robot right now? Is that what you're saying?
I can't speak to that, but it seems like an awful lot of material to waste on a robot.
Right. Yeah. You're more than welcome to check under the hood. But yeah, I can assure you, I'm not a robot.
It's like if a robot took the form of a giant beanbag chair. Just a fucking huge beanbag chair behind glass.
We get it. I'm
that
overweight.
Talks.
Yeah, I've come across some hard times, and I tend to eat to, take care of my emotions. But yeah, I'm on a diet now. I'm eating a lot less.
Well, I actually think you should keep eating. I don't know. I think it's good for the show. It's good material. The wipes in the movie, when they do a dissolve sort of thing from one scene to the other, they kind of use these weird wipes. Did you notice that, Mike?
Yeah, they were interesting. I mean, a little juvenile.
Yeah.
I don't know where he was coming from with that.
The words, cheesy and lazy came to mind.
Yeah. I like the one that did kind of like a beep beep and spun around. That was nice.
No, it wasn't. It was cheesy, immature, and lazy.
All right. Well, I mean, let's agree to disagree.
I will disagree to agree with you on that one. So R2-D2. Now, he kind of, to me, looks like a rolling garbage can. I just don't understand. And has George Lucas lost his mind? THX 1138 was kind of weird, a little out there, but American Graffiti was a pretty normal flick. What happened here?
George Lucas very obviously on a lot of cocaine when he wrote and created this movie. And I think there's several indications. I mean, the stormtroopers are all white. You know, what's going on there? I think that's an obvious love letter to his drug addiction.
I think that's safe. And I believe there's more racism when the black midgets in robes kidnap R2-D2. I mean, I just can't stand all the blatant racism involved by everyone involved here. Mark Hamill, how racist are you?
Well, obviously the Aryans are the best looking, as I said, but apart from that physical, subjective point, I would say that I am not a racist person. I like to judge everyone equally. I'm glad there are no black people in the Star Wars universe, because that would just complicate things. How would you see them? How would you see them?
Well, as evil. That's how we see Darth Vader.
I guess these little guys, these little black guys, they put on the robes, so we didn't really see them, just their devil eyes that you could see, you know, and I will say that if anyone gave a masterful performance in this film, besides from myself, there was Kenny Baker, who was R2-D2, and I've never seen that kind of commitment from an actor as when the black men attacked him and he fell forward on his face. That kind of dedication was masterful.
So there was a person in that thing?
There was a person in that thing. He was a lovely man. He liked to play chess, and he liked ham.
Oh, who doesn't?
You just like fed him ham and threw like a slot in the fucking robot?
That was all that would fit through the slot, so that was why.
Sliced ham. We slip Mike some ham through the glass sometimes, under the glass.
Right, it's always much appreciated. So he stayed in the robot costume the whole time during filming?
He didn't like to come out. Once he got in there, he was in there, if you know what I'm saying, in the actorly sense. So he had to stay.
Wow, that's amazing. That's dedication.
And not for nothing, again, the science behind it. The rolling garbage can is probably 6 to 8 weeks from hitting the market. It's this technology is here, folks. It's just up to us to use it. Make it work for us.
That could be a helpful household item.
It could.
Oh, and we have a visitor. And it's a clown. We have a clown in the studio, Mike.
Sweet Jesus,
Hey,
look
guys,
at him. This is exciting.
Is this the Tim and Mike Amazing Entertainment Show?
This is Tim and Mike's entertainment show.
Wowee, guys. Hey, it's Pogo the Clown.
It's Pogo the Clown, everybody.
Very good. Welcome to the show.
Let me shake your hand.
How you doing?
Okay, I'm doing great.
Now,
Quite a grip you got there, Pogo.
and Pogo's got a squeaky nose, that's that horn, and he's got some bells on his shoes, that's that bell sound that you hear. He's all dressed up as a clown with
Who wants to touch my nose, huh? Who wants to touch my nose?
Let me touch it.
Oh. Hey, you look familiar. This guy here, he looks familiar. He's from Star Wars.
You've seen the bomb of the summer.
He's from Star Wars. Oh my God, I'm such a Star Wars fan. I am such a huge Star Wars fan.
Now, Pogo the Clown, how and why are you here?
Oh, I'm your number one fan, guys. I'm your number one fan. Pogo the Clown, your number one fan.
Well, thanks. We love fans. I mean, we have a lot on this show, but I'm specifically asking, how did you get through the security and just barged in?
Nobody asks a clown what he's doing.
Yeah.
Everybody trusts a clown. You can get away with murder being a clown.
That's a good point, Mike.
Yeah, wow.
I took a
we have a
plane
lot of clowns
over
that
here.
are fans of the show.
Yes, I'm a huge fan. I came all the way over here on a plane just to see you guys, because I'm your number one fan, Pogo the Clown.
All right, Pogo. Well, then just have a seat and just try to relax a little bit.
All right.
If you've seen Star Wars, we might ask you some questions about it or about you personally. But yeah, please keep the honking and the bells on your feet to a minimum.
Sure, no problem. Hey, hey, who's stepping on my feet there?
Now, Luke Skywalker, Mark Hamill, you are very theatrical as an actor. It's almost like you're in a different movie entirely. When everyone else is kind of playing it almost real, you're kind of like, oh my God, oh, what's going on, Dad? Oh, my parents are dead. Like, do you have a theatrical background or what?
I do. My father, he was in the Navy, and I was kind of the Army brat. And so I actually went to a drama school in Japan, and that's where I had my theatrical background. And that lent itself very well to this movie because, that experience of being around those alien-looking people prepared me to go to these places in Mos Eisley and these strange alien worlds.
Oh, so you're blaming it on them. So you're saying the Japanese people are overactors too?
Oh, I mean, I don't think it's possible for them to overact because they don't really emote to begin with. And, I know that a lot of the influence for this film was Japanese. There was a lot of Kurosawa that Lucas was drawing from this, and obviously that was one of his many misguided decisions because those Japanese films, it's like watching just a piece of cardboard that shifts in the wind. There's no emotion.
I don't like Japanese people. They're too skinny. They're just too skinny. I can't deal with it. Japanese boys, they're the most unattractive boy out there. And girls too, I guess.
Well, this is taking quite a turn.
Yeah, I'm a little unsettled, Mike. I don't know about you.
Let's get into the science of this.
Let's talk Star Wars, everybody.
Yeah, okay. Speaking of the science, yeah. I mean, why are all the characters' names so fucking stupid? Skywalker, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Vader, C-3PO, R2-D2, Princess Leia. I mean, I really doubt there are any princesses in space. It feels like that would be an Earth thing.
Perfect question for the scientist.
Yes.
Yeah, and you forgot Daryl.
Daryl's in the movie?
Yeah, wasn't there a guy named Daryl?
Right, Daryl.
Yeah, the scene.
He was a pilot.
No, but listen, the scene they're talking, and it's like they're about to go in the thing, and then the guy's like, "Yeah, we got to do this one thing before we can save the people," and they're like, "Let's talk to Daryl about it." Daryl, he knows space stuff.
I don't remember Daryl.
I think there was a Daryl, or maybe like a Steve.
Maybe a Pogo the Clown, huh?
Yeah, maybe a Pogo the Clown. Yeah.
Pogo the Clown is quite an interesting character. Pogo, what the hell are you doing here? Again, what's your real... Let's get to the bottom of this, Mike.
Could clowns survive in outer space? That's a question directed to the scientist.
I'm sorry, what was the question? This clown was dry humping me.
Could a clown survive in outer space?
I'm not necessarily a world expert on clown technology. I'm no clownologist, if you will, but at my estimation, yes, a clown could survive in outer space for, with no oxygen, 6 to 8 weeks would be my guess. I think it's the pure joy that they survive on day in and day out would sustain them on a molecular level. But it's just a guess. I don't know.
But if there's no one in space to entertain because it's a vacuum cleaner, that he would only have an audience of his own brain and it would drive him insane, and that's why he died?
I think you should ask Pogo. When you're by yourself, Pogo, do you have as much fun as when you're with other people?
Oh, I'm a real social butterfly. They say Pogo the Clown, everybody. I love going to kids' parties,
Okay, Pogo, let's get to the bottom of this. Who the hell are you, and why are you here? Your real name.
Well, I'll tell you, boys. My real name is John Wayne Gacy. All right?
You get 3 names, okay.
Well, everybody that's cool has three names.
Well, I have a middle name. I don't necessarily use my middle name.
Well, you can just call me Pogo the Clown. You guys know what that stands for, right? Put out or get out. Hey, Mark Hamill, you like that one? Oh. Hey, Mike, you're an attractive guy. Anyone ever tell you that?
Thank you.
You got a lot of meat on you. I like that.
That means a lot coming from you, Pogo.
Where are you from? You do parties in the neighborhood?
Oh, mostly all around Chicago, I came all the way over here to see your show because I'm a big fan of
Okay,
this Tim
your
and my
feet.
awesome
Pogo,
entertainment
did you see
show.
this movie, Pogo?
Keep your feet planted, please.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I came here to talk about Star Wars. Did you boys see Star Wars?
Yeah, we're talking about it right now, Pogo.
Let's keep talking.
Okay.
Listen, by the way, I remember who Daryl was. So the scene where they stop and the old guy's like, these are not the fucking robots or whatever you want. What's the line?
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
These aren't the toys you're looking for. Yeah.
That guy, that's Daryl. The guy they're talking to, that's Daryl, I believe.
Right, he had a name tag said, "Hi, my name's Daryl."
No, because there was that scene right before that where it's like, hey, Daryl, you're out there in the desert again with the gun. And he's like, yeah, story of my life.
Mike had mentioned the bar scene earlier. Holy shit, the unoriginality coming out of this bar scene. Cliche, it was cheesy. The words mentally unstable come to mind when I think of George Lucas when I see this scene. I mean, the costumes are goofy as hell. It's almost like Pogo the Clown.
Oh, he's right here. Come on.
Hey.
Hey, you know that Darth Vader, he's a clown underneath that suit.
Why are you saying Darth Vader? It's Dark Vader.
Darth Vader's he's a clown. He's just like me. Clowns can get away with anything, I tell you. You know, they should lead the universe, I say.
I think he's right. I think it is Darth Vader.
Darth?
Darth.
Why would anyone name anyone Darth and not Dark?
I don't know. Why would anyone name anyone fucking Daryl? I don't know.
He's fucking black. Why would he be Darth Vader? I don't get it.
I have another question for the scientist. In the scene in the cantina when Obi-Wan cuts the arm off that guy who's threatening Luke,
Yeah.
is that legal?
Well, again, Mike, I'm not I'm not a what do you call it? What's the guy that goes to a school where they teach you legal theory and for several years, and then you come out with a degree in
College, oh!
And I'm no what do you call it? Legal guy?
Legal,
Yeah.
right? You're not the legal type.
But absolutely, I mean, cutting a guy's arm off it's 100% legal. At least it is
Okay.
back. At least it is back where I'm from. You know, Elizabeth,
Right.
New Jersey.
Understood. Okay.
My
I
uncle
was
Tino.
very curious about that.
Yeah, my uncle Tino got his arm cut off like 2 weeks ago. Totally legal.
That sounds horrifying.
I mean, that's one way to look at it.
At this point in the film, Harrison Ford comes on, and he's like Han Solo, and I'm like thinking to myself, now that's a real leading man. Ho!
Now, Tim, I've got to disagree with you on this one. You know, Harrison, he tried, but some people just aren't built for longevity in this business. And, you know, his scene, his introductory scene, I didn't like also that he just shot this guy. The guy was trying to reason with him. You know, he said a couple things, but they're empty threats. It just gave me a bad vibe on this Han Solo character. It made him very unlikable from the outset. And Harrison, you know, he just didn't have the charisma to smooth that out.
Can I ask a quick question? Just something I noticed.
Go for it.
Right. What's going on with you, Tim? You're talking kind of funny right now.
Huh? What are you talking about over there?
Well, that's what I mean. Like you never say things like that. You usually clearly, pronounce things. You enunciate. You're kind of talking strange right now. What's going on?
I don't know. I mean, it's the people around me sometimes affect me.
But this is what I was getting at. He sounds
See?
kind of like me, but
This is what I'm getting at.
But you think that's weird?
Why do you think that's weird?
No, I don't. I mean, I don't think the way you sound.
The
is
fuck's
weird.
the matter with you?
Hey,
Oh!
Okay. So this is what.
Hey.
Right. This is what I'm getting at. What's
Hey.
happening right now?
Hey.
All right. I'll drop it. Christ. Got his panties in a bunch behind that glass over there.
Right on.
Okay, A, you haven't dropped it. B, I don't wear panties anymore. So I don't know. I mean, we need to get back to the show. We need to talk about this movie, Star Wars. We both hated it, but let's get to the bottom of this.
All right, back to Star Wars. What kind of calculation did Han Solo do when his Millennium Falcon was headed into lightspeed?
I'm glad you pronounced it correctly, because it was an Italian-made spaceship, the Millennium Falcon. But in any case, little known fact, the speed of light is roughly 110 to 120 miles an hour. And so it's basically he just had to kind of crank it up, juice it a little, like you would with your IROC or whatever, kind of shift it into fifth gear. When you hit the turnpike, 3 a.m., no traffic, boom, 120. You basically become pure energy and you can travel at the speed of light.
Now, Mark Hamill, you must have been traveling at the speed of light during your accident, right?
I mean, I was going well over 180 miles an hour. I was reaching my own kind of light speed there.
Scientifically impossible to go 180 miles an hour in any vehicle. I reject your statement, Mark Hamill.
I think you would find that when you train in space, you're able to achieve that speed.
That's a good point. The rules are all different in space.
That's true. We wouldn't know. I haven't been. All right, so now, we were talking about the accents earlier. It's so weird when people just blend accents. Is Princess Leia, is she English? I don't understand. And I was really glad when her home planet of Alderaan got blown up. To me, it sounds like a prescription medication.
Well,
You were glad it got blown up because it sounds like a prescription medication?
Two separate points, but both valid.
Carrie herself, Carrie is against any kind of prescription medication. She won't even take a Tylenol. She's a clean, living, just stand-up gal.
Even if she gets a cold?
Even if she gets a cold, no, she refuses it. It's this new hippie bullshit. But I respect her for it, absolutely. I can't claim that kind of thing.
Unfortunately, Mike can't either. He's had a lot of problems, let's say, with pills, prescription and otherwise. Mostly just aspirin, though.
Well, yeah, and it's not really a drug problem. I just have a hard time swallowing them. I can't take any pills. I cough them right up. They make me gag horribly.
Okay, now I had a question. Maybe this is for the scientist, or maybe it's for Luke. I don't know. It's probably not for Pogo the Clown, but it might be. Why was there no color signifying a tractor beam when the Millennium Falcon got pulled into the Death Star? Like, there was colors everywhere in this movie. Guns shooting all over the place in space. We got stupid lightsabers. And then we got the Falcon with no tractor beam.
Oh, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. As Mike and I both know, Physics 101, you learn this in the second day. Science is invisible. So tractor beams, you would never see them because those waves cannot be seen by the naked eye. The only waves you can see are sound waves, which everyone knows are purple.
That checks out.
Mm-hmm.
So people listening at home, they can see our voices?
I can see everything you're saying right now, and it is a purple stream of radio bliss.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Can we do a little practice here with you and with the people at home?
I brought a Bunsen burner. Let's fire it up and see what happens.
Hey!
Hey! Pogo woke up.
You can call me John if you prefer. You guys can call me John Casey or Pogo, whatever works for you guys. I'm your biggest fan, though, really, seriously. So happy to be here.
I'm curious, Pogo. What did you like about Star Wars?
About Star Wars? Well, besides the big clown guy, that big Vader guy in the clown suit there. Yeah.
You guys were talking about both voices and the love of Darth Vader in this movie. I thought the choice of the voice was very poor for this. I was arguing with George the whole time that this voice did not fit that image. And my suggestion was Dom DeLuise, because I think Dom DeLuise would have fit that image.
An Italian guy, can't argue with that.
Yeah.
The best voice actor out there.
Did you see Blazing Saddles? He was in that.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Now,
Get the fuck out of the studio, Mark Hamill.
well,
Are you not a fan of the show?
What about Dom DeLuise?
Well, that was a
in
good
it?
point, but I'm saying, of course we've seen Blazing Saddles.
Well, Mel Brooks should make a space movie then. I think that's a director.
Well, I can't argue there.
Mike, I brought some cannoli from Bernardi's Deli. Go, feel free to knock yourself out over there.
Yeah, just slide it right through the slot in the glass.
There you go.
Yeah, I would love to eat that. Normally, I'm only fed by what the guests bring us.
Save some for everyone else, though. Come on.
You guys should come back to my hotel room tonight. I tell you, we can throw back some beers and hang out. Just the three of us.
What?
Oh wait, Mark Hamill, you should totally come too.
What's going to happen in your hotel room later, John Wayne Gacy or Pogo the Clown?
Some drinks. Start with some drinks. We can start from there and go forward.
All right, that's fair.
You can play my nose if you want.
Now, I got a question. Why does Chewbacca, that stupid, retarded, hairy thing, why does he keep howling? I just don't understand. He's not saying anything, and Han rarely responds to him. The others don't seem to be able to comprehend what he's saying. He's so loud, he should be giving up their hiding spots on the Death Star way more often than he actually does. What is up with that? Anyone?
Well, having an experience going to space with Peter Mayhew, who portrayed Chewbacca, I can tell you that when we came back, he was not the same. And he just had these fits of howling. And so I think, unfortunately, that carried to the film, and George just decided to keep it. Obviously, it was a poor decision.
Who's Peter?
Peter Mayhew. He played Chewbacca, and he went to space with me for 6 months.
Wait, what's Chewbacca?
Yeah, what the fuck are we talking about?
Wookiee to be in this movie?
Well, I mean, because I read the script, I guess I remember the name Chewbacca. I thought that was made clear in the film. You saw it, John.
I think he's talking about Daryl. That's who he's talking about. The tall guy with all the hair.
Now, wouldn't Princess Leia have done her banking on Alderaan? There's one point in the film where Luke convinces Han that she's rich and she's going to pay him a boatload of money if he rescues her. I was under the impression that Leia is now homeless and most likely penniless. Wouldn't Han have realized that? I mean, he's the guy who just told the rest of them that Alderaan was blown up. It's not like he didn't know that the planet didn't exist anymore, and probably all those banks didn't exist either. Scientist?
I don't know. I'm not one for the the banking system. I'm more of a stack of cash in the mattress kind of guy. So I do know they got these machines where you can go you're like whatever. You go down to the shore, whatever. You put the thing in the thing, and it's like the money comes out. But maybe it's one of them.
I have never heard of that.
They're new. They're just kind of just coming out. Basically they're kind of right behind Swords Made of Light coming out to the market. Fourth quarter 77. That's my prediction.
Now, when Luke says, I can't see a thing in this helmet, referring to the Stormtrooper's headgear. Now,
excellent Mark Hamill impression.
Thank you. Thank you very much. That was good. I know I do impressions sometimes. You want me to try it again?
Yeah.
I can't see a thing in this helmet. Oh my god, everybody. What can I do?
I got my eyes closed. I can't tell if it's him talking right now or you talking
it's
right
uncanny,
now. That
really,
is amazing.
That is uncanny.
Wait, so who just said that?
If stormtroopers are indeed human and can be shot with the laser guns that everybody uses, why bother wearing the plastic outfits that restrict your movement and the helmets that barely allow you to see at all, if you can just get shot through the plastic? I'm very confused by this.
Well, I can tell you from being on the ground making this thing that basically they ran out of extras. They ran out of bodies that could move around, but we were in Tunisia, and there were people there who would work for 1 week for essentially a crumb. And so they put these people in the outfits, and that's why. They just needed to cover up their skin, and they would cover also the limb connections, showing their black skin with just black cloth. And so it was just that people were there. We needed people.
Mark Hamill's got some huge arms. How big are your arms around, Mark? Hey, that's probably like 16 inches around.
Here, feel it.
Oh,
You're groping him.
wow. This is Mark Hamill, everybody. Oh, my God.
Mark Hamill, I can only think this movie can be good for your career. I do believe it's going to ruin Harrison Ford's, but for you, I think it's going to be good. And have you ever thought about playing a gay Peter Pan? I feel like you could play a really good gay Peter Pan.
A gay Peter Pan.
A good Peter Pan.
Good
Did I say gay?
Well, I think I'm very graceful, and having trained in space, I think I'm ready to play a fairy as well. I have that kind of zero gravity thing down, my movements. I will say that Harrison Ford, it's a good thing he has a day job as a carpenter, because clearly this film will be a footnote in my career, and for him, this is the end of everything.
Yeah, he's not going to have much more work after this.
No. At some point, the crew here, Han and stupid Luke and Princess Leia, and I think maybe even the robots, they get stuck in this trash, this rubbish area, or Chewbacca. Daryl. And I don't understand why they're one of them's like, hey, let's use this flimsy rubber pole to stop this trash compactor from crushing us. Why would they have thought that flimsy, clearly rubber pole would have worked? Scientist?
I think you need to ask yourself, did they stop the trash compactor?
No.
I didn't actually see the movie. I have to confess, I have no idea what we were talking about in the last hour here.
So you were actually asking, did they stop?
I was asking.
No, the flimsy thing did not stop the trash compactor,
R2-D2 saved the day.
R2-D2, see? Now, are we supposed to believe that lightsabers cause spontaneous human combustion? Because that's what happened to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Say this black guy with a lightsaber struck this old guy with a beard and a robe on in the arm.
Yeah.
Would he spontaneously combust?
I'm going to have to go with yes. The science seems plausible there. If only because people know that beards are extremely flammable.
That's the best way to get rid of a body, I'll tell you.
I believe that.
Do you think that maybe it was just Darth Vader's that made people spontaneously combust? He had the big red one.
It's a good question. Scientifically speaking, red beams are much stronger than green beams. That's been proven time and time again. I think it was Einstein who formulated that hypothesis. Yeah.
No shit, I had no idea that science was out there. How?
Wait, he's doing.
How was that scene for you, Mr. Hamill, when you were having to watch the man who plays your father struck down by Darth Vader?
It was sad for me because Alec Guinness, that was his last day. He and I bonded over our Aryan ancestry. And did you know that he founded the Guinness Book of World Records?
No shit.
No way.
Sir Alec Guinness. So he was always trying to have some kind of contest, the two of us, whether it was a staring contest or handstands or shitting standing up.
Hey, all right.
Is that possible?
Oh, for Alec Guinness, it's possible.
I've never seen it done.
Now, back in the old neighborhood, me and Rocco, we used to have a contest where we would shit standing upright in the stoop. Oh!
You're doing it again, Tim.
Ah, fuck. I'm actually from California. I do not know where it's coming from.
It's weird.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
You do poop standing up quite a bit, but it's got nothing to do with the accent.
Now, the plan to blow up the Death Star sounded a lot to me like an anti-pregnancy message from George Lucas. It's a little seedling shot from a spaceship that enters a thin tube and hits just the right spot where it hits this thing and it blows up the entire space station. Is George Lucas telling women that if they get pregnant, they are going to explode?
Clearly.
I mean, I'm no
That's the
babyologist,
underlying message.
but listen to this. So my cousin Tina had this thing happen to her where she was pregnant and like the baby was not going to come out in time, and she went in the hospital and they like cut she like sliced her open and the baby like literally exploded out of her stomach. Not lying, that happened. So who knows?
No shit, huh?
Yeah, first time in human history that anyone did that. By the way.
Really?
Yeah, she was the first, Tina.
Mike?
I mean, that kind of sounds like a cesarean section. You know, a woman's pregnant and she can't have a vaginal delivery, and so she has an operation and the baby comes out.
No,
You gotta-
I'm pretty sure this was different.
Yeah, you gotta clean the shit out of your ears. Oh! Right over here, Salvatore. Give it to me.
Yeah, that's completely
Oh!
different.
High five, Salvatore. Oh! So the space fight from the Millennium Falcon, it was really boring. It was like when they were on the ship and shooting at the bad guys' ships. And Luke yells, "I got one!" Harrison Ford's character was like, "Shut up, kid, keep shooting." But I was falling asleep. It was, and we saw a matinee. It was noon when we were in the movie theater. I had a soda with me, I had a coffee with me, and I was doing cocaine just trying to stay awake during this movie.
Oh, you guys gotta come party with me. Hey, ho.
Why, you got some blow,
You should
Pogo?
come back to my hotel room, you know. Hey, especially Mike. Can you make it or no? I don't know. I want to see Mike.
I mean, I would, just throwing caution to the wind, I would definitely go back to your hotel
I'm your
room.
biggest fan, John Gacy, okay?
Can I ask the scientist a question? There were explosions during this space battle that Tim was just referring to.
Yeah.
Is that something that can actually happen in space? Can there be explosions in space?
Well, it's undetermined. Listen, everyone knows an explosion is made of fire, right? I mean, we can all agree on that. Fire.
I don't know about that.
Listen, you stay out of it. All right. Explosions are made of fire. The atmosphere out in space is pure oxygen. Oxygen fuels fire. I think there definitely can be explosions in space. The science is spotty, but that's my guess.
I'm sorry I have to cut you short. I need to run and go pick up my kids from school really quick. Is it okay, Pogo, if you watch them up in the hotel room?
Hey, that sounds like a perfect plan. I tell you, I love kids. I love them. I love them. Anything for you, Mike.
We'll meet you there after. We'll have a lot of drugs and...
We'll take your time. I mean, you guys take your time, and I'll talk to you later, you know?
Now, I have to say, by the end of the
Thank
movie... that was nice of him. To some guy that we don't even know. Now, me and Mike both stayed until after the credits because we were expecting to see Darth Vader die. I mean, seriously, what the fuck? Darth Vader's ship got kind of like brushed up against or something like that, and he went spinning into space as the Death Star blew up. But everyone else, all the good guys lived, all the bad guys died except for Darth Vader. What the fuck? And there was no scene. I expected after the credits there to be a scene where he dies. What happened?
Well, I can tell you that George has a fantasy of making more films.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
But
Not gonna happen.
No. I despite your liking it, Pogo, I don't mean to insult your taste, but I certainly want no further part of this franchise, and I don't think audiences will respond. I know you guys saw people around the block today, but I mean, it's 2 p.m. What are they gonna do?
Dance party.
Mike, we just found this record. I know you like this song.
I love this song.
Well, we're just about done here with Star Wars. Do we have anything else to say? Mike, do you have anything else?
Save your money. Go watch Exorcist 2.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. That's supposed to be really good. All right, and here it is, the number one song in the country, playing us out here of this horrible, horrible movie, Star Wars, today. Jesus Christ, save your fucking money. It's blood money if you give it to George Lucas. Mike's got to go pick up his kids. Mike, you got to call that tow truck.
Yeah, I need to call the tow truck to come pick me up.
You can fit in Pogo's cloud car. You can fit in my car, no problem, Mike.
All right, that sounds good. I mean, I'm a big guy.
Let's go get the kids. I love kids.
He's such a nice guy, this John Wayne Gacy.
He is a sweetheart. I'm surprised.
Well, I thank you very much, everybody, for coming here on Tim and Mike's entertainment show. The rocket scientist Salvatore Salvarini.
Oh!
Hey, over here, Mike Hamill. You don't have a career, but hey,
This fucking
guy over here, right?
Thank you for having me, gents.
And Pogo the Clown, we will see you in your hotel room later.
Can I bring Mike's kids?
Well, yeah, he's gonna drop them off there.
Okay.
All right, thank you, everybody.
Thank you for listening to podcasts from the past. Chip Brooks is the scientist, Tony Piantinosi is Mark Hamill, David Flajnik is John Wayne Gacy, Lance Reinstierna is the Zodiac, and Chris Peak is David Berkowitz. Tune in next time or we'll leave your water running.